everybody. This is Redirect, the podcast. I am solo today. I don't have my co-host. That's what I mean by being solo. I am Devon, Rocket Brocket. I got that extra nickname from our guest today, the Rocket part. I'm the mindful historian of the podcast. And I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be alive. It's a great day today because, number one, I am alive. And it's a great day because it's Father's Day. So for all those fathers out there, congrats. Thank you for doing all that you do. For everybody that takes that father role, again, thank you for everything that you do because your role is so important. We have a special guest today, Mr. Justin White. He is an international man. He's not in the States. He's in the UK. So
gunshots.
I'm gonna let him fully introduce himself. He has a podcast as well. So Justin, go ahead and tell the listeners who you are, what you about, and where.
What's up, y'all? I am Justin White. Like you said, I currently live in the UK. I've been living overseas since about 2011. I love traveling, love being overseas. I prefer being in other countries than for like 2 years at a time and constantly moving around. That's my thing. I have a podcast, like you said, called The Misplaced American, which I started because people enjoy my travel stories. I have a story from like essentially every country I've been to. I have a tattoo from every country I've been to. Those kind of stories come up, and everyone's like, "Wow, like I really enjoy that." And I have American friends that want to know like what people in Italy are like. Do Italians really shave their legs, or do British people really have bad teeth? It's little small stuff that like most people just don't realize. People are interested in. So I constantly always give people just different perspectives of what life is on the other side of the world from an American standpoint. So that's me. I'm a father as well, so happy Father's Day to everyone. I have I get yelled at by women. An 18-year-old month, whatever, girl.
She's closer too.
Yeah, I said a 1-year-old, and they were like, "How many months?" I was like, she was born in November. They're like, "Oh, she's like 17 months." I was like, okay, whatever. She's 17 months. But yeah, I have a 1-year-old little girl. Super smart, super cool. So happy Father's Day to everyone.
Where can they find you, Justin?
Oh, please find me on Spotify and YouTube or Instagram, honestly. And I was lucky enough to get the name The Misplaced American. There's no underscores, numbers. It's literally just, if you look up The Misplaced American on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, or Facebook, I have a fan page as well. So
it's a dope podcast, y'all. You're doing yourself a disservice if you're not listening to it. So please go check them out. We did a joint episode last week, and it was great. I loved it. That's why he's here today, y'all. That's why he's here today. I have a question for you, Justin. What is the craziest question you've gotten from people overseas about people in America?
I'm answer. So I have two of those. The first one is coming from being a black man. This British girl was dating my homeboy, and so I'm hanging out over there, and she goes, "So how do you know what gang to join?" So I go, I'm sorry, excuse me. She's like, like I always see the movies and stuff, like Bloods, Crips, all these different gangs everywhere, prison shows where like essentially all black people are being depicted as gang members or like fighters or something, just kind of typical like the people you don't want to be like around. And she goes, how do you know what gang to join? Like, isn't it kind of dangerous? Like, aren't you afraid you're going to get shot or beat up or killed? And I was like, I don't think you know what America's like. I was like, you don't have to join a gang to make it in America. Yeah. And she was shocked. She was genuinely shocked because she thought all black people in America had to be in a gang. Like, and she sure maybe it was ignorance on her part for not looking more into it, but it's how Americans are depicted, or Black Americans were depicted at the time.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
How do you know? Like, and it's a funny thing because a lot of British people think I don't want to go to America because I don't want to get shot. And that's the first thing. Like, oh, do you want to go to America? Or like, would you ever want to live in America? And the first thing it says, no, I don't want to get shot. So it says a lot about what outside Americans think about Americans.
Yeah.
But the second one is, do you know LeBron James?
I hope you say yes.
No. I was LeBron James' friend. Like, this was a girl, so it was like, yeah, that's my home. Brian, that's my homeboy. I can't. My phone's. We were at the beach. It's like, oh, my phone's up there on the sand. But I know Brian. I know Brian.
Oh,
being I would say being African American overseas, like outside of America, is like a gold. It's like everyone tells you have the golden ticket because you're the exotic one. So like you
Really?
always get you get the exotic questions like, oh my God, you're so different. Like think of it's like the new kid in school complex.
Yeah.
The new kid in school, no matter how he looked like, what she looked like, they always got attention. So you're now overseas, you're the new kid in a whole new country. So I'm like essentially in my town, I'm like the only black guy, and I'm the only black American guy. So people see me like I'm getting honked at, rolling down the street, and people are waving at me and like, oh hey Justin, I'm like, hey, strange person I probably met before, but I don't remember your name. Stuff like that. And then then add that to me an outgoing person, it's kind of like you meet people and it's like girls are like, oh my God, you're exotic. Can you just keep talking? Like, can you say like
That's so funny, man. Like I never would have thought that was the case overseas, at least in the UK.
I remember hearing a podcast you guys actually said before, and it said you were like, oh, why isn't how like Ebonics essentially, why isn't that considered like exotic how people talk, or why isn't like how black people speak considered like a very like interesting way to speak, or why don't people like mimic the way we speak, or they make fun of it if they do? And I messaged Karan after I listened to the episode, and I was like, man, overseas, when I get into my country bumpkin bag, man, women melt. Like, and not even country, not even in extreme. Let me throw out a yes, ma'am.
Really?
Man. I used to work at a bar and I was making drinks, and she's like, excuse me. I'm like, yes, ma'am. She said, ooh, and just so
they like got manners overseas.
Yeah, like little formalities that you have in America in the South that I grew up saying yes, ma'am, yes, sir to everyone. But here they don't even say excuse me when they walk by you. They just walk by you. Or they'll stand behind you. If you're in the aisle and you don't recognize someone behind you, they'll stand behind you till you move. They won't say excuse me. So if I say excuse me to people, they're like oh, like nervous and stuff. Or like I'm like yes ma'am or yes sir, they're like, oh, that's different. One lady told me she wanted her child to talk like me. When she ever has a child, she's gonna teach him to talk like me because she thinks yes ma'am and yes sir are the most respectful thing she's ever heard. And it shocked me because again, I was raised, if you don't say yes ma'am, yes sir, you're getting popped in the mouth.
Yeah. So, that's interesting, bro, because we're kind of taught here, at least my education, that people in England and Britain are respectful and polite, and they're drinking tea and good day and Cheerio and all that other kind of stuff. That's not the case.
See, this is why I have a podcast called Misplaced American, because I get all the perspectives. Being here, I've noticed they have super dry humor. They're in American standards, they're rude, but here it's just being normal. Like you don't say excuse me when you walk past somebody. You don't say yes ma'am, yes sir. You don't, you essentially don't speak. You don't. And if you do speak to somebody, they don't have a sense of time and space. So like they'll sit outside and talk to you in the rain for like 30 minutes. And you're like you do the whole like, all right, you're like all right, man, what you about to do? Or you do that step back like, all right, man. You're looking for like, shh, all right. Like they don't get that. They're like, oh, what do you want to do? I'm like, oh, I gotta go pick my kid up. They're like, oh, what's your kid name? I'm like, yo, chill.
I'm trying to leave, bro.
And you'll be across the hallway screaming like, I gotta go. They're like, oh, where are you going? But it's just little formalities like that all across the world are different. Anyways, off on a tangent. Back to what you were saying. I apologize.
No. You're fine. That's like you said. That's why you have a podcast. That's why you have a platform to help everybody understand other people better. Because I didn't know that. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure there's some people in England that don't know. Well, basically what you said, there's a lot they don't know about African Americans and Americans in general. Because I would have milked that story, boy. I'd have been like, it's hard, man. Every gang trying to get you, man.
my boy Ricky one time, he was running down the street. I couldn't help him.
I had to yell out Ricky real loud, Ricky! Man. Yeah, I would have some fun a lot with a lot of them because they don't know.
Yeah, they've never seen like that. Only thing they see is TV shows where like black people are being arrested. And like again, I told someone today, we'll probably get into this later. Representation is everything, and I want to remember that. Touch back into that when we talk about Father's. We talk about Father's Day, which it is Father's Day. I want to come back to it. Representation is everything, and I got approached by that recently, but we'll talk about it in a second.
Nah, bro, let's jump into it. You brought it up. Let's jump into it, man.
so I if anyone follows me on Instagram, I'm very pro-black, and I tell everyone that my favorite thing to say is I'm unapologetically forever pro-black, and I will constantly share black things until I'm essentially dead.
Yes.
And so obviously today was Father's Day, so everything I posted was black fathers, dope black fathers, support black fathers are out there. Everything I posted has been black fatherhood. I have a shirt on today that It's just going to be on video.
Yeah, we're gonna post it.
It's essentially a shirt my mom sent me for Father's Day, and it says Black Fathers, and it has all these like positive affirmations about what Black fathers are.
Yo, that's dope.
And so I wore that today, and again, I'm just very pro-Black. And so someone messaged me.
Go ahead.
I had a friend message me, a white British person, and he's not a confrontational person. He's just a very debative person. And he was like, "What about?" He's like, "So you're saying this? Like, what about white fathers?" And I was like, "What about y'all?" And he was like, "Well, Black fathers are out there." He's like, "Do they not matter as much as Black fathers?" And I was like, "Well, I'm a Black father, so what are you trying to say?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "I just feel like, all fathers should, like, just like the Black Lives Matter, and like all fathers, like," he's like, "all fathers should matter." He's like, why are you just like signifying or magnifying just Black fathers? Why can't white fathers be, strong-willed, focused, and all this positive affirmations that my shirt said? And so I was like, I understand that you're a debative person, so I'm going to come at you in the most respect possible.
Yeah.
I'm Black, and I'm always going to be Black, and I've gotten shit for being Black, like essentially my whole life. Mm-hmm. And if you look at, it's like, historically speaking, if you look at any movie, TV show, music, like anything depiction of Black fathers, it's not positive. Yes. I was like, we have more negative outlooks about Black fathers in America than I'm happy to say. Yeah. I was like, so if I get any point in time or any moment to show you that I'm a positive Black father, or I can lift up other fellow Black fathers in the world, and I'm sorry that I'm not going to like fan your ego flame because for one moment you feel your white fatherhood is being threatened because I'm showing I'm being a strong Black father, and I'm not sorry, but get over yourself. Essentially, I was like, I'm constantly like people who look like me have constantly been brought down for so many years and so many TV shows, music, and like people like so posting about Future. Oh, Future's a deadbeat dad, or he's paying X amount in child support. Rick Ross owes this much in child support, and it's constantly all we see. And then like people make fun of like people like Russell Wilson for taking care of someone else's kid. Yeah, and so it's like so. Excuse me for having one moment, one day of the year, for me to should be like, you know what? I want to shout out all Black fathers, like all Black dads. You know what? Everyone that's doing a good job. Everyone is actually trying. And even if you're not trying, don't talk to me. But because like now that I have a kid, I can honestly say I couldn't imagine not doing anything for my kid. So all the Black fathers that are trying, good job, and I'm going to shout you out and know what, keep doing you. It's like so, this is a moment to magnify Black fathers, like like for a culture that's been told, oh, bet your dad don't live with you, or the joke or the running joke was my dad went to the store and never came back. Give me a moment to be like, you know what? You're hardworking. You're a strong man. You're doing everything you can do. Like I'm going to lift my people up. Like, and he was like, well, what about white fathers? I was like, you lift yourself, lift them up. I was like, if you feel the need to be like, yo, white pride, white fathers out there, do it, then do it. I was like, again, you have the right to say whatever you want to say. However,
results may vary.
Like,
I love that saying.
He was like, I'll be called racist. I was like, hey, no, it's your right to say what you want to say. I was like, but don't get mad when the end result is something you don't want it to be. If you know it's gonna cause a stir, then why would you want to say it? Exactly. I was like, I'm willing to back up my stance of supporting Black people no matter what. I was like, if you want to come at me in the wrong way, then I can support that. But like, can you handle and can you support your stance of white power? I'm like, go ahead. Like white fatherhood is the best. Hey man, go ahead. I can guarantee I got about 10 Black friends that'll bring you down and tell you that you posting just that instead of uplifting Black fathers is probably gonna be not the best idea or read the room kind of moment. Like you could have said that, just not right now.
The funny thing is, man, you don't have to say white fathers matter or white lives matter because it's known. It's how we're socialized to think. It's in the television, it's in movies, it's in literature. Like I said before, they're almost is like player one. Mario, we're Luigi. Yeah. You know, people always say Mario jump higher than Luigi and do all these other kind of things that he really can't do. But that's what we believe because that's what we're taught. So you don't have to say white fatherhood matters. We do, because we have to balance the negative stereotypes and negative images that are put out there about our people. Perfect example, you have a person in the UK asking you what kind of gang you have to join in order to survive in America because of what is being pushed out to her. Now, imagine what's being pushed out to people in Australia and Yugoslavia and Russia and all these other different kind of countries. It ain't positive. Even in some African countries, when you talk to people from certain African nations, they'll say the same thing. The kind of information we get about African Americans is not positive. We're told not to interact with you all. You guys are crazy, lazy. Neighborhoods are terrible, gang-ridden. Like, we don't want to associate ourselves with y'all.
Yeah, like some other countries are literally sitting out like welcoming packets. Like, hey, if you guys are in trouble, you guys come. Like, the fact that you have to have an African country, which is, no offense, Africa is a very rich country, but a less than fortunate country compared to America, call you and be like, yo, if y'all need help, come to Africa. Like, come back home. Like, like, America's supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave, and all that good stuff. And it's like, we're supposed to be the richest country in the world and the best country in the world, all that stuff. And like, so for a country that's not as convenient, I'll say, not as convenient or privileged as America is, to tell me, hey, we'll help you. Like, you need help. Why can't my rich family help me? Why do I have to go to somebody who just saw me struggling to help me?
Exactly. No, you're fine, bro. You said something that made me think about one of the things I want to talk to you about today. You said read the room, right? There's one person I feel like did a very poor job of reading the room symbolically in America right now, and that person is one of our great rappers, MCs, however you want to categorize them, J. Cole, bro. J. Cole, what are you doing? Now, I'm not for canceling him. I know some people's like, bro, he need to be canceled. You know, he out of pocket, this, that, and the other.
Right.
I think he just didn't do a good job of understanding what it was that he was saying and what kind of consequences that would get from the rest of, America, Black America specifically. Go ahead. You itching for it. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So I actually, when I first heard it and I first saw the responses, everyone knows me. If anyone knows me, I'm J. Cole first. J. Cole, Wale.
One second, bro. If you don't know what we're talking about J. Cole putting out a song. I think it's called "Snow on the Bluff" or something like that.
Yeah,
"Snow on the Bluff." He put out a song. He doesn't specifically say who he's talking about, but it's kind of known that he's talking about.
He actually tweets about it after he posted the song, saying it was about her essentially.
Okay. So he's made it known that he's talking about it.
He tweeted that, because it was a subliminal subtweet. Yes. People, I don't have a Twitter. Subtweet that she was tweeting that she was like, oh, these rappers and artists you all hype up and big up, they ain't out here like rapping about the issues.
Yeah.
And so but the thing was, this was one tweet out of a series of like 14 tweets essentially.
Yeah.
And he took that, and so J. Cole, as he said, decided to make a song called "Snow on the Bluff."
Yes.
About that one tweet.
Yes.
That the guys, people you hyping up, and he took it personal. Which again, if I'm an artist and I'm out here beating the streets and doing what I can to support my people, and you try to target me, I'm gonna read that one tweet and be like, you know what? If I can say something and people hear it, I'm gonna say something.
Yeah.
I tell everyone my biggest thing when it comes to my opinion is, one, does it need to be said? And two, am I the one to say it? And both those answers are normally no. So with him responding, it was my first heard it because again, I'm big up J. Cole, like J. Cole, Wale, my two favorite artists, my two
great,
favorite
great artists. Yeah. Yep.
So when I first heard it, I was like, I hear everyone like, yo, you guys is crazy. You guys are like psycho. J. Cole should never be canceled. J. Cole was right. He's always right. The song, he called her a queen in the song. He hyped her, bigged her up. He said he needed help. Like everyone that people on J. Cole's side was saying, I was with.
Yeah.
Then you told me, listen to it again. I was like, all right, I listened to it again. I sat there and I was like, huh. So I went and listened to her song because I didn't know she made a song. So you shared her song. Yeah. So I went and listened to her song. I was like, to be fair, she probably also should not have responded because now the issue is completely taken off. The direction is completely taken off the issue, but now to a beef.
Yes, absolutely.
But the initial response was her saying what she had to say. She was speaking her mind. She's a young lady on social media speaking her mind, doing what she has to do. Good on you. She's a young Black woman, which is already a really risky place to target somebody. If you want to target anybody, a young Black woman in America is probably not where you want to go.
Yes.
J. Cole, being a smart individual, I want to say this is a rollout for something. I want to say this is a rollout. I want to say that he's being smart. I want to say that he's trying to draw attention for some kind of project happening. I want to say that. What I think happened is he got in his feelings because he got real pissed off that somebody called him out. And I think that he knee-jerk reactions instead of thinking about it, because he's a human. And again, he responded to this. Maybe he's smart. And he said straight up in the song, he's like, I don't know everything. He's like, he's like, I'm learning. He's like, help me.
Yeah, I got degrees, but I ain't this deep. I'm not as deep as everybody thinks I am.
But the problem is, he shouldn't have said that on the platform. Like, that's something he should have approached her with separately, or a tweet. Actually, if he had just tweeted back, that would have been more something than a song. The song gave people so much ammo, and I think that's what the problem is. Was like it sounded like he was not attacking a young black woman, but it was like, with everything going on, you decided, and you've been quiet. I mean, he's been marching and with the support, and I've seen that. But you've been essentially musically and lyrically been quiet this whole time. And the first thing you want to do is come out of your mouth is a debate against a black woman about. She never named anyone about artists who don't support the cause or aren't vocally supporting the cause. And so instead of you making a song about vocally supporting the cause, like Wale did the next day, he decided to make a song approaching someone about a situation outside the situation.
Yes.
So he essentially just proved her point. That's how I saw it.
This is how I feel about it, Justin. It's like, Quran's not here right now, right?
Right.
To me, it would be like me coming on this podcast and talking to you and the listeners about something I don't like about Quran. It's not the right place. It's not the right time. It's just not appropriate. J. Cole, to me, like you said, was in his feelings. He felt some kind of way about something that she said in a tweet that, from what it looks like, wasn't even directed towards him.
It was a broad, like, there's a lot of conscious rappers out there.
It's a lot of everybody kind of rapper.
That ain't said nothing.
Yeah. My thing is, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. That's what he should have did. Like you said, he should have wrote in his journal, bro. He should have called up some friends.
He could have tweeted her. Make it public. Like, hey, like, we're having a debate. Yes. I would have. I think I would have respected a visual debate.
Yes.
Seeing this play out one by one.
Yes.
And I would have seen, like, okay, he's trying to learn. But you making a song, essentially, it kind of almost brought my, like, maybe J. Cole really is just about the money. Like, and for a split second, I was like, I mean, he is a businessman. So now my entire focus has gone off conscious J. Cole to businessman J. Cole. And businessman J. Cole it's not somebody I want to think about, because that makes me think, like, oh, he doesn't really care about the cause. He just cares about his money. So now it's almost like I don't agree with the whole, like I said, canceling. J. Cole does a lot for people. Like he does a lot.
He's been active. We've seen him in a lot of different protests. He's made songs about our issues. So that's not to say that he's never made. He's
definitely a big person in, like, he normally does things. So I don't think she was talking about him. I think she was talking about other rappers that people, like, for instance, DaBaby blatantly put a video out saying, like, making fun of, like, the causes. Like, people were like, oh, let's boycott Chick-fil-A. And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Chick-fil-A too busy. Like, he was blatantly eating a video. He was in the video eating Chick-fil-A. So she could have been talking about literally anyone, but he decided to take it personal. So that's why my thing, maybe he's a businessman. Maybe he's like, oh, maybe he's just, maybe it's a rollout. Maybe she's signed to him. No one knows. Maybe all this stuff. Because she is a rapper. And to be real, if it was a beef, it's right now was 0-1 No Name or Nonami. I thought her name was Nonami when I first saw it, because I never heard of her.
Nonami.
It's 0-1 Nonami, because she went hard in her song.
Here's what I feel like Cole was doing, and this is what I feel like he wasn't wrong for. You're not wrong for feeling how you feel, but like you said, you can say whatever you want. Results may vary. So here's what he's saying, because I've come across this in my life personally. You have all this information, because he does big her up, right? This queen, she's so knowledgeable. She knows more than I do. Yep. So he goes in with all of that, right? He's smooth with it. And then he starts talking about how you can't talk down on people because they don't know as much as you do. Like, you can't force feed somebody information and then get mad when they're not doing what you want them to do. That part is true. I agree with him with that. Like I said, I've been there. started becoming aware of history and social issues and stuff around the age of 16. I was going hard, bro. I'm like, y'all gonna take this information?
Yeah, but
I'm learning it.
It turns into like buy rating. Like you're like literally attacking people at certain point. Like, calm down. I'm not taking this information in. You're just yelling at me.
Yes. Yep. And I feel like that's what he's saying. Like you have to. Like at one point, he's like, you gotta think of them as like children. You have to be gentle with them. You can't force it on them. So I agree with that. The fact that he came for her though specifically, it's like, why are you so in your feelings about this dude? And why are you coming for this person that you're calling a queen, so educated, knowledgeable, all these different kinds of things?
Gaslighting.
It's the worst time because Black women are literally telling us
help.
We do not feel safe around you guys.
They're begging for help.
Yes.
Like blatantly, like out here begging for help. And not only are they begging for help, they're also trying to protect us.
Yes.
So they're literally so they have no defense because they want to be behind us, be protected by us, but instead they're in front of us protecting us, and they're being attacked from both ends essentially now.
Yes.
So it's like for you to read the room, man. Like just read the room. You could have just as easily sent a tweet or PM. Like I think the problem is today people need to be seen and heard. And J. Cole is not an artist that needs the money. Like I follow J. Cole religiously. Like from the moment he did the Dreamville record, everything. He does not need the money. No. He has his team going. He has everything going on. I don't know. I genuinely think he got upset because he's been doing a lot, and for somebody he put himself in a if the shoe fits situation. Yes. And of course, if you broaden the spectrum, the shoe does fit. Like he is a rapper and he hasn't made music about this current situation. However, in his discography, he's every album, every mixtape, he's done at least 2 or 3 songs about Black people being impoverished or something. Something.
But here's what we don't know. Maybe he heard through the grapevine that tweet was about him.
She popping off at the mouth.
Yeah. Maybe he heard and it was like, bro, no name talking about you. and he may have been like, hey, she gonna talk about me behind my back. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. I don't know them. I don't know who they are connected to or whatever.
No, it's funny because he did something similar, that little pump thing, with the fuck J. Cole. FJ Cole.
Karan told me about that. Yeah,
he did something similar. He was like, yo, let me just call you out publicly, and then I'm gonna host like an hour-long interview about how much smarter I am than you. Like if anyone watches this interview, I wasted an hour of my life. Yeah. This man literally sat around with a high teenager. Yes. J. Cole, consciously aware, completely sober, sitting around like, you smarter than you think, you giving up all this information. You talking about good stuff at the mouth, but I can tell you smart. You smart. Yeah. And then you got this kid's like, yeah. Like you can tell out of his mind the entire interview. And I was like, oh my God, J. Cole's a genius. Like he literally just held an interview with a kid to just prove without saying how smart he is. He proved that he was smarter than this child. Yeah. And don't wrong, it was a good rollout, a good idea, smart on his part. So I could see this being something he's trying to do again. Like I'm trying to paint myself as the hero. I love J. Cole.
I was just about to ask you that. Do you see him doing that with no name?
Yeah. But again, this could also be a rollout. Like I also wouldn't be surprised if they have a song together.
You think so?
I wouldn't, because I'm really big into hip hop. I'm really big into music. Yeah. I would not be surprised if they have a song together and it comes out not with this album. I think, or maybe it comes out as a single. Maybe they're rolling out something that no one knows about. There's nothing in music that happens without a rollout.
That's a good point.
I don't think, for instance, I don't think his label lets him. Everything he does, J. Cole does is calculated. There's no possible way. Like J. Cole doesn't tweet. J. Cole doesn't post videos. J. Cole doesn't do anything. Everything he does is calculated. Like down to he made a documentary about making songs. Like, who does that?
Really?
So it's like, I think I really want to believe he's smarter than this, and he didn't act off emotion because he is human, and like I can't judge him for being human. Like out of J. Cole's perfect career, never doing anything wrong. J. Cole was literally admitted to cheating in one of his songs with his girl, and no one talks about this. So J. Cole is this perfect little angel, and all of a sudden now he's
on a pedestal, bro.
Yeah, he's being shot. On a pedestal. So now the light's being kind of taken off from him. Like, yo, maybe you ain't as conscious as we thought you was, and he's like, yo, fam. It's her fault. Like that's essentially what I just saw. That's what I'm saying.
Or play victim. It's my fault, but only because I don't know as much as her.
Gaslighting.
No,
That's
I
gaslighting.
don't know as much. I'm ignorant, guys. I can see him. I see him kind of flip it like that.
Trying to make us feel crazy for making him for what he said.
Yeah.
Like it's what gaslighting is, and trust me, it's from someone who's been gaslighted a lot in his life. That's gaslighting. Like someone constantly makes you feel guilty, or makes you feel crazy for the things that they said and they done, or make you feel crazy for how you feel. Like, yes, J. Cole, I feel like you were wrong for responding. You don't understand. She attacked me. Like, I'm gonna make a song. She's smart. No, I agree. She's smarter than me, but she ain't trying to educate me.
Or him being like, I'm supporting everybody in the streets and in these communities that don't have access to this awareness yet, man. You got to be easy with us. You can't be out here forcing us and making us learn things or be on the same level of consciousness as you, because that's not realistic. I can see him trying to go that route too. But I liked how she responded, because her song, it was short, and she was pretty much, to sum it up, is like, bruh, with everything going on, you gonna make a song about me? You could have made a song about anything. You gonna make a song about me? You gonna make a song about me?
But then again, that's why I hated her response, because it was like, you essentially, now the moment she responded, the attention immediately went off the issue, which is, I hate saying the word white people, because I have white friends. I don't want to take it took the attention. Like, people look for a reason. People have been looking for any reason. Any media has been looking for anything possible to take the attention off protests, take the attention off George Floyd. I can't remember everyone's name at the moment. I'm sorry. But,
no, you're fine. It's been a lot, unfortunately.
But George Floyd is the one that rings in my head. Yeah. People like George Floyd, it's all these wrong situations that's happened. They're looking for any reason possible to take the attention off that and take it on something else, because they're sick of seeing us in the news. Yeah. In a positive way. Sick of seeing us in a positive way. So they look for anything possible. I was doing a podcast earlier, and they were saying how all these other, like, Bleacher Report and all the other places are posting, like, Black Lives Matter, all this good stuff. And then the Shade Room doesn't post anything positive. The Shade Room, one of the biggest Black people platforms out there, only posts satire. Still posting satire, still posting negative things about Black people, down things about Black people. And so it's like the first thing they post is like, J. Cole's beefing or something like that. But they haven't posted anything about Black Lives Matter. And so they're looking for any reason possible. And now Nonami and J. Cole have now given.
No, Nami.
I swear I thought it was her name, but I can't stop saying it.
It rolls off the tongue. No, Nami. It's just easy to know names.
It sounds conscious to me. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, now the attention is now taken off the issues and posted on. Oh, you heard J. Cole new beef? And that's what some people talking about. And
which adds fuel to this whole thought of Black on Black violence and how we fight against each other.
There's no such thing.
It adds fuel to that,
No such thing as Black on Black violence. No such thing. I hate.
So Justin, because we can go way into that. No. You're good, bro. Don't apologize for anything. You're good. The only person that probably needs to apologize is J. Cole. But
J. Cole, if you're listening, please don't cancel me. Sorry.
Yeah, please pay off my student loans, bro.
I love you.
What can we do? Because this is about Father's Day and being a man.
Right.
What can men do to better support women? Because this is what this whole thing is about. Women don't feel like we're protecting them.
Listen and shut up. And I can't. Those are my two biggest things. I tell everyone, I'll give you an example if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm. No. Go ahead.
It's a bit long with an example. I was in the military for 6 years, U.S. Air Force.
Yes.
And they constantly push, don't rape. It's all like, if you get any briefing, if you don't remember any briefing in your life, you remember the don't rape briefing. Yes. Because rape culture is really big in the military. Like, it's a common thing. One drink means no. That's what they tell you. Because if she drinks once, it means she can't consent. And then if you confess in a court, like, if you were drinking, you both had sex, and she didn't want it, and she says at one point in time she didn't want it, you admit this alcohol, you raped her. So it's such a big thing in the military. So as in the military, as a guy, you feel defenseless because you feel like, they're giving women all the power. Yeah. And so I was that guy at first. I was like, women, I can't believe women. I had a friend who got accused of sexual assault. Yeah. And I assumed I knew the guy really well. And I was like, she's crazy. Homeboy would never do that. My homeboy would never do something like that. Yeah. And everyone was on his side, so it made the girl look crazy because, again, all the military is majority men.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's on the man's side. He's like, oh man, it's the system's built against men. So he got off and everything was all honky dory or whatever. And so I was always that way. And then one day I was approached by a situation where someone was sexually assaulted, and I was the first person they called, like right after it happened. So I zoomed to their place and I was like, yo, let's follow the steps. Let's start from like the steps military was like, call the victim advocate support system, go to the hospital, get evidence taken, all this. We followed steps from A to Z.
Yeah.
And the guy still got off. And I essentially witnessed the whole thing happen. And I was like, and I was like, I remember I went to a court trial and everything, and the guy just got off, like, because essentially it was a male judge. And it makes it worse. The guy had multiple women there who didn't know each other, all there for the same reason. Like they found like at least 5 women that came for the exact same reason, who had no connection to each other, so they couldn't collaborate their stories. These women didn't even know there were other witnesses coming. And this guy had 5 women, different women come. This man had a wife and a child and was still out here doing what he could do to women. And he got off. And my whole perspective changed. I was like, I've been like attacking women the whole time. And I was like, I didn't even realize, like, yo, like, women ain't just gonna lie for no reason.
Yeah.
Like if a woman feels abused or assaulted, like it's because something happened. Like she felt uncomfortable, and you did something at some point in time to make her feel uncomfortable.
And it's very common.
And I didn't listen. And I didn't listen. My biggest thing was like, I never listened. If a chick told me, oh, I think, I was with this guy last night, and I just don't. I'm like, were you drinking? First thing I asked, were you drinking? Oh, probably your fault then. Essentially, I was blaming. And like, if anyone's listening that knows me from past me, or if I become famous and you look at my past, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize now. Yeah. I was a very ignorant male.
Yeah.
We don't listen. Yeah. And another thing was like, and because I didn't listen, I wasn't educated. I wasn't educated enough. Because I wasn't educated, I was essentially talking out of my butt and randomly defending essentially a guy who I also did not know was what I knew was the woman. So now I'm like, so I said, first thing was listen. Second thing was shut up. Like sometimes I didn't know what's best. I don't know what it's like to feel sexually assaulted. I don't know what it's like to feel unsafe in a room full of men. Yeah. Like because I'm the only female. I don't know what it's like. So, but instead of me shutting up and listening, or shutting up in general and just letting her speak, I was talking over her because I was like, what do you mean? These ain't nothing but a room full of good guys. So now I'm not only taking her power away, I'm making her seem like an idiot because I know the guys as good guys, but women don't just feel uncomfortable for no reason. Like women are smart. Women are way smarter than men. Yeah. If you got a girl, your homegirl walk in the room and see your homeboy, and she's like, "Yo, I don't want you around your homeboy no more." It's probably because homeboy got a thing for your girl and she's trying to do something. Women are smart. So, but men don't listen. We don't shut up. we just talk over. We talk over women, especially black women. We think black women are angry. We blame black women because they're so. Oh, I'm so sick of this angry black. I'm gonna give me a white girl because black girls ain't nothing but angry and mean. Yo, they angry because we constantly talk over them and don't shut up. We don't listen. That's my thing. Listen and shut up, or shut up and listen.
Either or, in any order. What's crazy is when you start looking at statistics and numbers, and you interact with women of different ages, you find that sexual assault is common. And that when I started learning about that, I was like, that's horrible. For lack of a better word, that is horrible. That's and scary. Yeah. It's how can we live in a world where that is common? And it's just like the norm almost. You know what I mean? Like I remember hearing this, not in my family, thankfully, but I remember hearing about this through like movies and different things where you'll have an older woman tell a younger woman, girl or whatever, don't wear those kind of clothes when Joe come over, Uncle Joe come over, because, and it really doesn't even get an explanation. Just don't wear those clothes. And it's like, you're talking so-and-so coming over. Yeah. Yeah. You're talking to her to change her clothes instead of addressing the pedophilic behaviors of the adult. Like he's getting a pass because he's a man. Mm-hmm. And the stories of, people being abused by uncles and grandfathers and fathers. It's just, man.
It's sick. It's like, sick. It's funny because one thing in my perspective a lot also was having a daughter. Ooh. And then realizing I was like, And so I said something the other day. My friend was talking to her son, and I guess they were on. Her son was playing Xbox or Fortnite or something online,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess they were talking about this girl's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to get in their pants," but like he didn't say it, but she heard her son's friend say it over like the mic. Or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
"I'm trying to get, bro. I'm just trying to get in her pants, bro. Like I'm trying to get with her." And his mom got mad. She was like,
Yeah.
she's like, "Do you condone this kind of conversation?" And I was like, first thing I said was like, "Man, it's just a guy. Like, calm down." And I was like, and she was like, "How would you feel?" Before I even thought about what I said, she was like, "How would you feel if you knew Scarlett was a butt in the conversation?" And
Ooh.
I stopped. And I was like, I'm never one to I'm one to quickly admit when I'm wrong. And I looked, I was like, you know what? I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, I actually don't know how that feels.
Yeah.
And again, I listened. I shut up and I listened. And that's the biggest thing. Like I said, it was just because like having a daughter was like, I was like, yo, like my kid's essentially gonna be the person that somebody was like, yo, I'm trying to figure out what like something I'm trying to brush up on. I'm like, yo, like I'm essentially powerless because I'm work or I'm at home and she's at school all day. And I remember being that. Yeah, and I remember being that kid in school, like, looking at a girl's butt, and essentially a girl, as a teenager, a girl ain't nothing to you but legs, butt, and tits.
A sexual object.
Yeah, and it's because, and it's not because what I was taught. It's just what I was seeing. Like what I've seen on TV, movies, and everything is like, yo, if a girl walking by you with tight pants on, that means she wants it.
It's how you're socialized.
Yeah,
it's how we're socialized.
It's how you're conditioned.
Yeah, but I think what we have to understand, Justin, is that there are all different kinds of privilege. So we've done a lot of talking about white privilege, right? In the recent years with the murders and everything. Yep. We haven't had these kind of conversations en masse about male privilege. The privilege you get from being a man. When you leave your house at night to go wherever, most men aren't like, I need to carry a taser or pepper spray or make sure somebody knows where I'm going. Yep. Yeah. You don't think about that. I'm going to the store. I'll be back. That's different for most women, right? They're like, I got to let so-and-so know. I make sure this. I got to make sure my keys is ready in my hand when I walk back to my car, because human trafficking is a real thing. Sexual trafficking is a real thing. All these different kind of things that affect mostly women and children, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have to do that. I think one of the things you said, I don't have that experience of feeling threatened when I walk into a room of men.
Yep.
I would imagine you don't. I don't either. But we do have the experience, or probably, most Black individuals have the experience of walking into a space where there aren't a lot of Black people.
Where you're the only
now
Black
you're
person
on guard. Now you're like, okay, let me.
Yeah, and imagine that all the time, like wherever you go, which is sick. Because women, there are more. I think somebody said it was like 3 to 1 women in the world.
Yeah,
like 3 or 4 women. That's a lot of women. So for a woman to go somewhere and for her to still be the minority and then constantly feel guarded and shielded, not just in a room but everywhere, walking down the street, walking to her job, walking to her car, on a Skype call at work, somebody makes an inappropriate comment and you can't respond because you're the only female on the phone call. Like, that's scary.
And the threat of people not what's the word I'm looking for? The threat of people not believing you. When you do come out against it.
I'm currently working on a short film about this.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to do it. I put it on hold because of everything going on in the world. I'm trying to get my life in order. About a woman who essentially goes through 3 stages of she was raped, and it's 3 different scenarios of what she does. And one of the scenarios is her telling immediately, but no one believing her because the guy has such a high reputation. So everyone's like, oh, well, so it immediately goes from he raped me to what were you wearing?
Yeah.
Did you really want it? Like, what did you say? What did you do? And so like I said, me experiencing that rape situation with someone else kind of brought light to the whole situation. Like, oh my God, like she did everything right.
Yeah.
And she still lost.
Yeah.
I was like, and then so I get pissed off when I see like, should women get sent to jail for falsely accusing men of rape? How do you know if they falsely accused them? Just because you lost the trial doesn't mean you falsely accused somebody. It just means you had a better lawyer than I did. So now you're going to send somebody to jail for telling you, hey, I was fucking, excuse my language. Send somebody to jail because I was raped.
Yeah.
And then because I lost the trial, I'm going to jail because I was raped and I couldn't afford a good lawyer.
Yeah.
The whole Brock Turner thing.
Which is insane. Like
he
spent like what, 3 months?
Yeah, something small.
Something
Like
small.
something
Yeah.
small.
And he
And
was
it's like,
caught.
and essentially
Like
because
caught.
he was physically seen, had
Yes.
witnesses,
Yes.
everything. And his
Yeah.
plea was, we don't want to ruin his young life.
Yeah. He has a bright future. Male, that two kind of privilege there.
Yeah.
Male privilege.
I was actually,
white privilege.
as a man, I was ashamed of that one. Like,
yeah.
I took that from perspective. When that happened, I took that from perspective of a man more so than I did a black man. It's just because white privilege always plays a role in everything. So I'm aware that's always there. However, as a male, I definitely think as a male, he definitely that was him being the reputable male, the guy who head of the swim team, going to this great college. Mom and daddy got money. Like, do you know there's a word, by the way, for I say white kids, privileged young children who don't have responsibilities or families who essentially were rich. It's called, if they do something out of place, it's called affluenza.
Okay, yep, I remember. Yep.
Affluenza is essentially a word for, essentially it's a white word for white privilege. It's essentially your family has money, you were never disciplined.
Yeah.
And you do something wrong, your scapegoat cause is affluenza.
And it sounds like the flu. It sounds like it sounds like a sickness. Sounds like a sickness.
It's like so you're telling me because my cousin who grew up in the hood, grew up in the projects, grew up in the ghetto, who's seen his cousin get shot, seen his father get shot, seen so and so get stabbed, or constantly fighting for his life every single day. He does one thing wrong because he's trying to make it and get food for his family, and he gets sent to jail for, or gets arrested for it. He's going to jail for X amount of time because he found like a dime bag in his pocket. Now, same scenario, except this kid was rich. His family had money. He was never disciplined. Because he had money and because his family was rich and he was privileged enough, he's get labeled as affluenza while my cousin is labeled a thug. Why?
Yeah.
Because of money?
And a product of his environment. Yeah, because of money, status.
Yeah, but that opens a whole other. It's a whole other topic about PTSD and like how like the military put a monopoly on PTSD, and I'm not gonna go into that.
Oh, well, Justin got knowledge, y'all. I'm telling y'all, if y'all want to learn more, check out his podcast, man. He has a lot of information. Justin, let's end with this last topic, and we can expound upon it, but I want to put it out there. It's two parts. What are you doing, or what will you do to prepare your daughter for this world? And what should men do to hold other men more accountable in regards to like sexual abuse, rape, not respecting women, or abusing male privilege?
Repeat that first part one more time, just so I can make sure I get it right.
What are you doing to prepare your daughter, or what have you already done to prepare your daughter for this world? I know it's a lot. She's a young black girl.
You know, it's funny. I actually today I realized that I'm all about positive affirmations. I'm all about positive vibes, putting what you want to the universe, saying things, and what you say brings things to fruition. You know, your words have actions. Essentially, what you say is a spell, and what you put into your life is what comes forth. Every time I see my daughter, hey beautiful, hey princess, hey queen, what's up little? Like I do my best not to call her an ass. Like some people are like, oh, my daughter's an asshole. My kid's a dick. My kid's I'm like, all right. And like if I get mad at her, I'm like, you beautiful child of God. Like that's what I say. Like, if I get mad at her, like I know what I want to say, but I'm like, you beautiful child of God. Like stop being a little angel. And, you know, so it's like I want her to know, like, and I will say, and as she gets older, I'm gonna constantly be the person that to her, I got what you want. Like, if you need something, come to me. Yeah. It's like before I had a daughter, I'm like, I'm never gonna spoil my kids. Why not? And everyone's like, oh, you're spoiling her. Good. She don't need nothing from nobody else. She don't need like no way. If she needs something, come to me. Like if you got trouble with something, I don't want you to think at any point in time any other man can or woman anyone else can give you anything else that you can't get yourself or you can't get from your parents or from me. I was like, if I gotta work down to my fingers and toes, like you are getting anything you want. It's gonna be that way, and I constantly tell her, like, you know, you're a queen, you're a princess, I love you. Like I'm gonna constantly tell her, like, so whenever she does decide to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, it's gonna be either you treat me with equal or more respect than what my father's been treating me as, or I don't deserve to be called anything other than queen.
Yes.
So I constantly do that. So she gets used to it. Even like let's say like right at school, like if she was at school and like guys like, yo, what up, mom? Like I'm not sure if there's gonna be the terminology when their kids are older.
It's gonna be
But,
something weird.
Like what up, Shabuka? Like but even so, like anything other than a positive affirmation or your name, don't go for it. In fact, no, what positive affirmation? No, your name ain't good enough. That's
Yeah.
I want her to think that she deserves to have flowers on her doorsteps every single morning.
Bro, that's beautiful because you're setting the bar high for her, so she won't. Hopefully, because children do their own things. They get older.
Yeah, you do your thing. Yeah, we're all teenagers. Yeah,
she won't be the kind of girl that gets swayed by the smooth talking dude that comes in with a "Hey, beautiful" or whatever kind of line.
Have you seen that meme? It's like I'm trying to make sure my child's well traveled, so they're not impressed by your little dusty son's trip to Miami.
I've seen that. But that's how it should be, right? Like I don't have any kids. The only kid that I'm constantly around is my niece for the most part. And I try to do the same thing where I try to make sure that she's developing a healthy self-esteem, healthy self-worth, and that she sees what healthy masculinity looks like and how a man should interact with women and other men. That's important because they look at that and they learn the world through your actions.
Kids are so. If anyone doesn't have a kid, kids. People tell you this, and I didn't believe it. Kids are super smart. Like anything you say, anything you pick up, even your mood, kids pick it up. And I didn't realize that until I had a kid. And like I remember one day I was breaking down, I was crying because everything was going on, and my daughter was in the room and she was playing with her toy. And she stopped playing with her toy and she came and sat in my lap. And I was like, and she started patting my head and like laughing. I was like, how'd you but it's not something she normally does. Like I can tell, like she has her mood. Like, your kid, they have the isms. This was completely out of character for her. For her to just drop what she was doing mid play and just come sit in my lap and just come pat my head. Like
that's
how do you? Like, where did this come from? So like stuff like that, or like you drop something. You'll say 1,000 words a day. You drop something and stub your toe. Shit. And now that's all your kids saying all day. Your kids recognize.
They're little sponges. Yeah, they're little sponges.
And like so my daughter learned sign language before she could talk. So
really?
Like, she knows sign language. So so like I don't know what she's saying sometimes, but she'll be like, she'll like this. Oh, you want drink? And she goes, thank you. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, she wants water.
That's amazing.
Or like she'll be eating and she'll be like this. I'm like, oh, you want more? She's like, yeah thank you. And I'm like,
that's amazing.
So like kids are like, if you put it in front of them, like I didn't think kids would understand. Like I used to put on like sign language TV, Netflix stuff in front of her called Mr. Tumble. If anyone's interested, YouTube kids, Mr. Tumble. He's a sign language thing. Okay. And like it'll be stuff like veterinarian, and they'll be like some crazy hand sign. I'm like, she's not gonna get that. So they'll say veterinarian before the video. She'll do it with her hands. I was like, what the? I was like, she doesn't know what a veterinarian is, but because again, you put it in front of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you start early with kids, positive affirmation. If you have a child, boy, girl, teach your boy not to rape, and teach your girl that nothing she does deserves. She doesn't deserve anything other than being treated like the queen she is or the princess she is, just because of how she dresses, looks, acts, or talks. Yeah. And but the problem is, you shouldn't have to teach her that. You should teach men. Because how she looks, dressed, acts, or talks, she doesn't deserve anything other than being called a queen. So
what can men do
to do
in regards to stop? I don't think we'll ever stop, but to like educate other men. What can we do to hold ourselves and our friends and family members more accountable? To expose,
call them out. Call them out.
So?
I was growing up. I was experiencing situations where it's like, hide your stuff because so and so coming over and that cousin be stealing.
Yeah.
Why can't we just approach that cousin for stealing?
Right.
Call them out. Like, and it's one thing. Black families are super. Oh, I don't hurt that person feeling. They be my family for so and so. I moved away from my family. I've never been close to my family. I'm not ashamed to say this. I've never been close to my family. I've always been an outcast. I've always been the one who didn't fit in.
Yeah.
I just wasn't me. And it's because I wasn't. I knew I didn't fit in. I didn't like what was going on. I didn't like what I saw, so I just distanced myself. When I moved away, I moved out when I was 18. Moved to a city I didn't know anybody. Started over myself. Moved overseas when I was 20. Didn't look back. I don't like the idea of people not being able to call people out for situations or issues.
Yes.
Like if I don't like you, I'm going to tell you I don't like you, and I'm going to tell you why I don't like you.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to fix that situation. Like, if you don't like me, let me know. They don't beat around the bush. One thing, Black families are really good at like talking so much trash behind your back that in your face, oh, hey, sister girl. Oh, hey, what up, bro, man? Like, man, I ain't seen you in a minute. You walk away like, man, you know that, man. I heard he was like struggling. Don't talk about my back.
Yeah, he behind on child support. Y'all heard about that?
Yeah, man. Like, look, if you know I'm slipping on my child support, yo, call me out. Yo, take care of your responsibility. Don't come over here no more.
Yeah,
that's how I want my friend circle to be. If I got a friend, like, God forbid, if and when Karan has kids and he decides, I want to be part of this kid's life, and he's not doing anything to help this kid, yo, Karan, I don't think I'll be friends with you no more.
Yeah,
and that's as blunt as it's gonna be. Like, if you have a child, or if you have responsibilities, you choose to not take care of responsibility, something as big as a child, then it's not the kind of person I want to have in my life. So start calling people out as a man. Call people out. If you see your homeboy, if you see a girl in a party that's had one too many drinks, and your homeboy over there, or your homeboy makes his mission to get a girl drunk and try to get her home, that's rape. That is sexual assault. Yes. If a man is trying to purposely get a woman incoherent to get her in the position where she cannot contain herself or control her body, and she is unaware of what's happening, then guess what, buddy? That's rape. And if you've done it, if the shoe fits, then guess what? You're probably a rapist.
Yeah. And why would you want to associate with that?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to be associated with somebody who willingly, purposely goes out his way to get a woman in an incoherent position, to bring her back to his place, to brag about having dead fish sex.
Any kind of disrespect towards women should be dead at this point. Like, I don't want to hear about you hitting on your woman. I don't want to hear about you, the argument you calling her all out of her name.
Call him out.
Emotional. Yeah, all of it.
Call them out. And like, I don't mean, when I say call them out, I don't mean publicly just embarrass the person on social media, because if the person does have a near and dear respect to your heart, maybe they just uneducated. And like I think we had a previous podcast about it where you were like, sometimes we cancel people before we can educate them.
Yeah.
Educate that person. Like, yo, my mans, every time we go out with you, you overstep. Like, you be on women, you be dancing on women. Yeah. Yo, if this keeps happening, you ain't going out with us no more. You might have to leave the circle.
Yeah,
it might take that moment, like, yo, maybe he's right. It took like I said, it took my homeboy to sit me down and be like, look, what you say about gay people is really disrespectful, and I don't like how it happens. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. Let me fix the way I talk about this, and I'll educate myself. And I'm like, wow, I sound really ignorant about how I prefer to gay people.
But you got to be open, everybody. You have to be open, regardless of who you are and what your privilege is. You have to be open to learning new things, and you have to be open to challenging how you've been socialized.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, then you're just going to continue doing damage in the world, and you're going to continue abusing people. And I ain't for that.
I tell men, I tell everyone, two things. First thing is, when it comes to your opinion, one, does it need to be said? And two, am I the one that need to say it? And then when it comes to men, shut up and listen.
Always with the great phrases, bro. I think that's a great stopping point. Always doesn't need to be said. What was the other word? Doesn't need to be said.
Does it absolutely need to be said? And then two, does it need to be said by me?
Okay.
And both those answers are when it comes to opinions, both those answers are usually no. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Like 90% of the time it's no.
And then you can say whatever you want, but understand people also have the right to do and respond however they want to as well.
Yeah, so you can say whatever you want to me. However, results may vary. Like, and like I saw a video today of this Nazi guy. Like, it was a GIF, but this Nazi guy talking in this black guy's face, and so black guy punched him in the face, knocked him out. And it's like, hey, results may vary.
Hey,
like, it's like, do I condone violence? No, but do I condone you being racist in my face? No, but it's your right to say what you want to say. Just don't get upset if you got hands on you.
Absolutely, everybody. Again, happy Father's Day. It's a great day to be alive.
Happy Father's Day.
Cherish each other.
I love everyone. I love you all.
Yes. Love everybody. Cherish each other. Reach out to a man in your life that's doing a great job, and protect women at all costs. This has been Redirect. I'm here again, solo dolo, without my co-host, but Justin did a great job of filling in, y'all. Justin,
hey, Karan, I'm going to take your spot. So you can start your Karan podcast. What you going to talk about? No. I'm kidding, Karan.
Talk about Washington, North Carolina all day long, boy. This has been great. This has been great, man. Thank you for being up here. I didn't know you that long, but I like having a conversation with you, bro. You're very honest. You're willing to talk about whatever. So that's amazing. Anything you want to end with or share before we
I just always tell everyone before I like leave the presence of anyone, I was like, I love you. Be blessed and make good choices.
I'm gonna second that. Thank you again, Justin. Take care, man. Happy Father's Day again to you, and please enjoy your day.
I appreciate it.